Assemble! Stay dandy, baby. What's that? Corey, the Ace Guru, returning to review Boruto, Naruto Next Generations, the anime series? You know what it actually took to make me do that? That guy right there, Urashiki Otsutsuki, has returned in the Boruto anime series, hopefully to save it. Because I'm going to be perfectly honest with you guys, I took a little bit of a break from the Boruto anime series because I found myself just not caring. We went through a couple of arcs which were mildly interesting at best, but for the most part, it was basically just the same old rhetoric that I got from the Boruto anime series, and to a lesser extent, Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. Now, if you liked that stuff, no fault to you, continue to enjoy it at your very own pace. For me, it kind of felt like work, and when it starts to feel like work, well, I just don't like talking about it. What I will talk about, however, is this bastard right here, the return of Urashiki, one of the craziest wild cards for the entire Naruto franchise, and that's because he was a newly created villain for the Boruto anime series. He never existed in the original Boruto film. They introduced him in the anime as kind of this brand new Otsutsuki character, and unlike a lot of the other Otsutsukis, he's kind of interesting. He doesn't come across as regal or elegant. He kind of comes across as like that weird, creepy cousin that you never want to see. That uncle who gets way too drunk at Christmas. He's basically a black sheep of the Otsutsuki clan, and he also happens to have some unique abilities and some motives which are just as equally interesting as well as mysterious. I want to know what's going on with this dude. I want to know why he has a fishing rod and why he's trying to consume the chakra of Gaara, Sasuke, and whoever he can get his hands on. That alone is interesting. But does the return of Urashiki actually make this a pretty good episode of Boruto Naruto Next Generations? Yes and no. I would definitely say that the A story of this episode is kind of stock. I mean, you know, it's the kind of thing that we always see in the series where either Naruto or Boruto find someone who has trouble, they see eye to eye, they end up helping them, and that's pretty much the end of the day. You never see those characters again. This entire episode is basically all about Boruto going out to the Hidden Sand Village, meeting a father and a daughter who are having a battle against some douchebags who are trying to take their land, and I'm already getting bored just talking about it. It just really isn't all that interesting. All it is a vehicle in order to get Boruto to the Hidden Sand Village, and in that sense, it's okay. It's good enough. It's all I really want to see. The entire purpose of this episode is that Boruto desperately wants to do some more training with Sasuke. However, when he finally does find his master at the end of the episode, both Sasuke and Gaara are doing battle with Urashiki, who is now taking control of Toneri's puppet warriors and is trying to claim all of the chakra that he can. Now, while Urashiki is definitely kind of a very strong and mysterious threat, he's not invincible. Even Urashiki knows going up against Sasuke and Gaara is something that you don't want to do without some sort of a plan. And even though he is an Otsutsuki and he has the power of the Rinnegan, which are displayed in a number of batshit crazy ways in this episode, he's still pretty freaking awesome. When Sasuke tries to attack him towards the end of the episode, he ends up inadvertently sending him to another dimension. I say inadvertent because I'm not sure if this was actually initially a part of his plan, or maybe this is something that Sasuke is actually doing, but really the return of Urashiki is just interesting because I'm not sure what this guy is actually planning to do. I don't know if he was actually even in line with Momoshiki and Kinshiki, or if he's really just sort of another rogue member of that clan who simply wants to do things because he's bored as hell and has a lot of power. There's a lot of intrigue when it comes to the character of Urashiki, and I can't wait to see how the anime version is actually going to expand upon him and maybe find a way to make him work with some of the storylines which are going to be happening much later in the anime series. I say much later because, damn, this series is just taking its freaking time when getting to that manga storyline, which it has not even really touched upon yet. There have been a few hints to it, there have been some seeds which have been planted, but it's not there quite yet. And of course, that's one of the biggest problems of the Boruto anime series, is that it's sort of like its own thing, but it's also a slight adaptation of a manga series which runs on a freaking monthly basis, which means we don't have a lot of story to work with. So when we finally do get to that manga storyline, the pacing is either going to stop dead in its tracks, or they're just going to have to continue to throw more of these ridiculous filler of watching Boruto and all of his goofy school friends go on these random ass adventures. That being said, however, this guy got me coming back, and I can't wait to see what he's actually going to do next. I found myself sort of like not liking this episode as much, but once Urashiki actually appeared at the end of the episode, I was like, oh, that guy's coming back. That's pretty awesome, and the only reason I even knew about it is thanks to you guys for telling me that there was going to be an Urashiki arc coming, so for all of you who were sending me messages about that and comments, I do appreciate it. I am going to try and check out this arc and try to review it on an episode-by-episode basis, as I really want to see what's going to be happening next with this character. I'm just really intrigued to see what he's actually going to do. I don't know if it's going to involve maybe the trying to get like a brand new god tree and trying to get stronger like Momoshiki and Kinshiki did, or if he simply just wants to become stronger and get revenge against the ninja world, take it over, go Cobra Commander on it. I don't freaking know. I just want to see what the deal is with Urashiki. So what's the rundown on this episode of Boruto Naruto Next Generations? I think I made it pretty clear in the first half of the review. Yeah, I'm just really interested to see what's going on with this dude. As far as the rest of the episode, even though I didn't talk about it that much, it's completely inoffensive and harmless, and there is something there for someone who can enjoy that type of thing. Like I said, even the worst episode of Boruto or Naruto can be enjoyed by someone. That's just not me. This is just not that episode, guys. I just have to be perfectly honest with you. But man, I cannot wait to see Mr. Otsutsuki Pants finally return and attack people with his giant freaking fishing rod. The fact that he ends up taking a lot of chakra from Sasuke also shows this guy does have the skills to pay the bills. And as far as like animation and artwork and technical stuff, this was a pretty decent looking episode. Nothing that's going to blow you away, mind you, but it's pretty clear that they're going to be saving their big guns for a larger confrontation as we get further into this arc. My biggest question though, is this going to be like a definitive ending to the character of Urashiki, or is this an arc that's going to be devoted to learning a little bit more about him and then defeating him at the end, or are they going to find a way to stretch this character throughout the entire Boruto series in order to have him sort of be like sort of a liaison to the other stories which are going to be presented in the rest of the show? I think that that would actually be kind of an interesting way to utilize that character, of making him sort of like this thread which sort of connects some of the bigger elements which are going to be happening in the series. And it's interesting too, because the character of Urashiki, for the most part, 99%, is pretty much self-contained to the anime version. There are certainly hints of him in the manga, very, very small hints, but who knows, we'll just have to wait and see. What I will say is, I liked this episode. I didn't love it, but I am excited to see what's going to be coming next, which is why I'm going to give this one a 3 out of 5. That's right, a pretty average episode of Boruto, but if you wanted to get back to a storyline that seems like it's going to have more importance in the grand scheme of things, this might be the one for you. Sorry for skimming over some of the other details. I'm going to try to do a little bit better in my next review, but for what it is, check it out, Boruto fans. You might like it. However, if any of you guys did watch the episode, tell me what you thought about it in the comment section below. Are you excited for the return of Urashiki Otsutsuki? What do you hope to see from this character? Any theories, any ideas of what he's actually going to do in this storyline? Let's discuss it in the comments section below. And if you liked this video, why don't you hit that like button? I'd really appreciate it. And of course, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more anime reviews, discussion videos, top 10s, and I promise the podcast is returning soon. We've been really busy lately, but luckily we're going to be in the office all week, so we're going to make that shit happen. And if you want to help support this channel, one of the best ways to do it would be to check out my Patreon or my PayPal account. You'll find links for all that stuff in the description box below. So with that, my friends, I'll see you all next time, and as always, stay down, baby. That dude is creepy as fuck.